Hello everyone, I'm back with another video. I was really guided to making this one on how my journey was. I talked about the love, the light. Now I need to talk about darkness, the reality. When reality hit hard within the twin flame journey. Now, all I've spoken about till now is inner work, how you can develop yourself. Actually, this whole journey is about that only, recognizing the inner wounds. Even the twin is projecting exactly that what we have not healed within. Now, within my journey, a lot of wounds came in, and in the initial stages, that the why I used to run away from everything, why it was so overwhelming for a person, as a star seed, as a loner, as a very sensitive person. It was too much for me. So what was the reason this connection was too much for me, that made me kind of run away energetically from the connection? And we are all running away from love. I repeat this in every video, because often you might confuse as the feminine is chaser and the masculine is the runner. In 3D, yes. Energetically, feminine is chaser as well, the runner herself. Okay. They are dominant energies. Sometimes she is running away, sometimes she is chasing. She might be chasing her masculine, but running away from love. Here, I'm speaking about the fact that I was running away from love. And to me, love meant my twin. So, when the journey activated, with it a lot of wounds, a lot of past life traumas, a lot of inner child, subconscious wounds got activated, and all my buttons were pushed really badly. I was someone who was a control freak. I and kind of found comfort in the loneliness. So so when the thing is, when life hit hard, when the trauma started to project, in my case, instead of my twin running away from me, he came like really loudly in front of me, and all those buttons were pushed. Because I have spent a lot of past lifetimes in loneliness, in alone, my soul feels very comfortable by myself. But when someone else, in the form of love, in the form of a relationship, comes through, she gets triggered, especially around the masculine energy, because she does not believe that she deserves a connection, she deserves her own twin. And when he comes through, so many good buttons get pushed. The buttons, like, it appears like extreme controlling dynamics in the energy, and I used to give away a lot of power. I often was a people pleaser. I grew up as a people pleaser. To keep the peace, I would stay silent. I would, be the good person always, and it made me lose a lot of power, because I felt a lot of judgment. I felt like I have to perform constantly, and I constantly, because of that, I felt judged. I couldn't be my authentic self. And the core basis of this journey is that you have to learn authenticity. You have to come back to your soul truth. And I was running away from that. My soul truth was that I was controlling. I was so scared that if a truly loving man shows up, how will I handle? It cannot be the truth. I'm meant for toxic controlling relationship. I'm meant for the kind of masculine and even other relationship who make use of um, my people pleasing skills, and who like to suppress my inner child. But and it appeared that way within my connection for a very long time. But when I started to take charge, when I started to understand the deeper dynamics, I understood that everything that is being projected in the outside world is coming from me. It's coming from the within, and I almost believe that it's all karmic. The whole dynamics, the connection is karmic. I almost believe that, and I projected that fear in a very bad way. But thankfully, my relationship was falling apart. But thankfully, God guided me. Of course, we receive guidance during those times, and it took me a lot of courage to believe that yes, this love was meant for me. So the wound was triggering love, but the wound was, you know, made me my ego, the safe space that really liked, okay, I can be by myself. I don't have to deal with a relationship. I have incarnated to learn through relationship, but I used to tend to run away from exactly that. My twin was teaching that, mirroring that, what I needed to learn. And when I started taking charge of it, when I started to understand the energetic dynamics, my god, the shift was glorious. um I remembered I was blaming it all on him, and the blame shifted to myself, and it was a bad phase. But then the blame also shifted to my ancestors, to other things. And when I started to take charge, that it's my wound, it's myself that I'm running away from, my inner child needs a lot of acknowledgement, everything started to feel calmer, more painful, bigger purging, extreme purging. But it was calmer on the soul level, because my life looked like hell, but it was making sense now. Even though I was, broken apart into pieces, I was not running away from the biggest truth about my soul, about that I was constantly supported by God. I was constantly receiving that love from God, from twin, in the way I needed to heal, not in the way I wanted, my ego wanted, but in the way that I needed to heal, that was best for me. That's how my soul chose, that's how my higher self chose. And I'm truly grateful today now that I look back. And it's not easy, I know the journey is not easy, but every one of you listening to this, whether you are in inner union, whether in you are in also the outer union, know that every day you take charge of your inner wounds, you are getting closer to there, your biggest dream, the biggest reason your soul incarnated, you're getting closer there. Every day your twin is merging inside you, because the twin is basically waiting for you to evolve, to be able to understand that reality, that parallel reality right now, but the biggest truth, that you both are one, and that he has been constantly waiting for you to understand that he loves you. Or my, if you belong to the different gender, they love you. Speaking in the energy terms, don't go by the words, read the energy of what I say. And they'll wait for you till till the time you cannot imagine, not just this lifetime. They have been waiting since lifetimes and lifetimes. The first vision that I saw within my records about me and my twin was that he was waiting for me and I was, choosing celibacy. I was choosing to shut my door to love. And this lifetime, I chose not to do that. That's the biggest bravery. The biggest thing is that you show up for yourself every single day. It does not matter how fast you're going, how slow you're going, where you are in the journey. You just show up for yourself. This is all what's needed. Thank you so much for hearing me out. And if this video made any difference in your life, I'm so grateful. I was really guided to post this one. And do let me in the comments if you have anything to talk about, any kind of questions, any kind of, if you want a counseling, if you want a joint counseling, most welcome. Thank you so much.